And as if to kind of make Kurt's point, John Fetterman, this is A7, waited in sort of inexplicably.
Didn't even wait for him to be appointed.
Yeah. He didn't have to say anything, but he went for it. He tweeted, unsurprisingly, the other team's pick will have political differences than my own. That being said, my colleague, Senator Marco Rubio, is a strong choice, and I look forward to voting for his confirmation. This is the John Fetterman that ran on a full-blown populist, I would argue even like Bernie adjacent.
He endorsed Bernie.
Yeah.
At one point, had the endorsement of Bernie in one of his races.
His Senate campaign was in Pennsylvania, but it was sort of the version of Tim Walz that a lot of people really loved about John Fetterman, is that he was talking to voters in red counties with borderline, I would say, democratic socialism. And making people like it. So talking to Trump supporters and making people like it. So that's also part of Rubio's project on populist economics. There's no question about it. He has been really successful at sort of shoehorning those into the conservative movement. He's been a part of a really good shift on the right. Foreign policy, Ryan, you know this better than I do. His approach in Latin America in particular has been quite aggressive. Neoconservative is unreconstructed neoconservatism is a great way to put it. He did vote against the round of Ukraine funding that got really controversial. What was this, back in like January, February? Although some have pointed out he kind of took a interesting route to get to why he was voting against it. I think he has shifted a little bit on, I think he's very disillusioned with American foreign policy as a whole. Yeah. But that doesn't translate into Latin America.
No, extremely disturbing. Like the Miami Herald has is already reporting that Cuba, Venezuela, even any country that is not run by a kind of right-wing government right now in Latin America is panicked at the possibility of Marco Rubio becoming Secretary of State. Diaz-Balart likely will be chair of House Foreign Relations, so that'll be two, Cuban Americans who have a quite vengeful approach that they take towards Cuba in particular, but also anybody that smells like Cuba to them, which is anybody kind of to the left of Javier Milei. That's dark, but he might not get it, which is wild. It'd be amazing if this falls apart.
Yeah, he truly, at this point, when Trump is going through Ratcliffe and Pete Hegseth, and it's leaked to Maggie Haberman, and I think she co-bylined that with Jonathan Swan, both people who are like pretty well informed in Trump world. That was a couple of days ago now, and Rubio world is pretty prepared for this to happen. There was some bickering back and forth over the Rick Grenell camp, former ambassador to Germany, and the Rubio camp. Oh, not the Rubio camp, but some like new right type people who were even just trying to report on this. There's been some bickering back and forth about whether Grenell's trying to backstab Rubio, and this is like a big conflict.
Only imagine he is.
He says he's not.
He's never he's never seen a back he hasn't liked to stab. Come on.
He says he's not, but it's hard to imagine that, Don Jr. and Tucker Carlson are absolutely having input in this transition process. One of the funny bits of reporting is from Axios that Trump is basically holed up in a makeshift situation room at Mar-a-Lago where they have prepared kind of video decks for him. When he names a person, they can like put it on a series of monitors, which I compared to the great scene in Princess Diaries 2 when they're trying to choose a husband for Mia.
It's like, show me his Fox appearances. Yeah.
I think that's actually what's happening. So the reporting suggests that's what's happening, so that he can see how they would defend him. Probably explains why Kristi Noem goes to DHS, which is a pick that I find is enormously objectionable for many reasons. But anyway, all that is to say, Rubio could end up not getting the Secretary of State position because there's jockeying against what some people in MAGA world see. And Tulsi Gabbard, we're going to talk about her in the next block, but she would be one of these people who would see him as an unreconstructed neocon, especially because of his support for coups, essentially, in Latin America. Very similar, like rinse and repeat foreign policy in Latin America that we've had for decades. He's obviously Cuban. So he has a very hawkish approach to the Cuban government and the sanctions regime. He's been friendly with Bukele.
Which Trump is fine with that, yeah.
Yeah, he's been friendly with Bukele. He's been friendly with Milei. So those relationships are there.
And in case Trump is watching this from his little Situation Room,
of course,
let's play one clip that we think ought to sway him in the opposite direction when it comes to some of these picks. Look who is so excited about your picks, Mr. President-elect. Let's roll A9 here.
I know Mike Waltz, full disclosure, is a friend of mine. I feel like this, Elise Stefanik, Susie Wiles, this is probably about as team normal as you get when it comes to Donald Trump picks.
Well, I think Elise, whom I've known for many years, can certainly do a fine job at the UN, and I think Mike Waltz will be a fine national security advisor. I should probably say I'll be for him or against him, whichever would help him more, given my relationship with his boss.
So Trump's making that man happy with a lot of these picks.
He really is. Listen, like we just went through a huge list of different people and their careers and different points in their careers and all of that. But if you are, let's say you're Donald Trump Jr. or you are Tucker Carlson and you're looking at this list as that graphic in A5 showed just some of the upset in Trump world over Marco Rubio, that's going to extend. There are a lot of people, John Bolton is an example, but there are a lot of people who are more establishment types in Trump world who are looking at this and are really, really happy because they feel like it shows Donald Trump is surrounding himself with quote unquote serious people. They're not going to be so happy about Pete Hegseth, I'm sure, and that's where the Senate, rubber could meet the road when some of these senators are asked to actually vote on that. Hey, if you liked that video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to Breaking Points.
If you want to see the rest of Counterpoints, go to breakingpoints.com to become a premium member and get the full uncut show every morning in your inbox and on Spotify.